You think being a Pokémon trainer is a dream come true? Travel the world, catch adorable creatures, become a legend. Sounds amazing, right? Now let's rip that fantasy apart. Imagine this. You're 10 years old, forever. You don't age, you don't mature, and you certainly don't get to enjoy the perks of adulthood. No car, no real home, no stability. Just endless walking, and a yellow rat that can electrocute you at any moment. Being Ash Ketchum isn't a life. It's a slow-motion nightmare disguised as an adventure. Sure, the commercials make it look fun. Friendship, badges, glory. But behind the sparkle is something much darker. A child abandoned to a corporate machine that feeds on his suffering. You wanted the truth? Here it comes. Because this story doesn't start in horror, it starts with a dream. And like every good tragedy, that dream is the bait. At first, it sounds like paradise. A 10-year-old kid leaves home with a backpack, a cap, and a burning dream to become the greatest Pokémon Master in history. Who wouldn't want that? You imagine freedom, adventure, the thrill of discovery. But here's the thing. When your mother waves goodbye, she isn't sending you on a magical journey. She's abandoning you to the wilderness. No maps, no safety net. Just you, a creature with lethal voltage, and a world full of predators. Sounds fun? Sure. Until you realize Pokémon battle is just code for state-sanctioned animal fights, where you're the referee and the collateral damage. This was supposed to be your golden ticket. Instead, it's the start of a life sentence, because soon the glossy dream fades. And what's left? A reality so cruel it makes Pikachu's Thunderbolt feel like a love tap. Let's peel back the cute, colorful layers of this so-called adventure. You think you're exploring magical lands? No. You're sleeping on dirt, eating whatever you can scavenge, and washing your socks in rivers filled with Gyarados. You don't have a home, you have a tent if you're lucky. And don't forget the joy of sharing that tent with a hyperactive Pikachu who occasionally fries you for fun. Breakfast? Maybe a rice ball if you didn't blow all your money on potions and Pokeballs. Your entire economy revolves around keeping small monsters alive so they can fight other small monsters, just to win shiny tokens that mean absolutely nothing in real life. And let's talk about safety. You're walking through forests with zero adult supervision while carrying creatures that could kill you in one hit. Wild Pokémon aren't cute. They're apex predators. You're not a trainer. You're a chew toy with good cardio. This is the harsh truth. The life of Ash Ketchum isn't about freedom or glory. It's about survival, barely. Every sunrise isn't a promise of adventure. It's a warning. You might not live to see the next one. And if you think that's bad, brace yourself. Because what truly makes this life unbearable isn't the mud or the hunger. It's the curse you can't escape, time. Here's the cruelest twist of all. You never age, ever. You left home at 10 years old, and you will stay 10 years old, forever. Think about it. Decades pass, regions rise and fall, technology evolves, but you're still wearing the same hat, chasing the same dream, with the same naive grin plastered on your face. You don't hit puberty. You don't get taller. Your voice never changes. While your friends come and go, living actual lives, you're stuck in a perpetual loop. A child trapped in the amber of corporate greed. Because Ash Ketchum isn't a character anymore. He's a brand, and brands don't grow up. Forget birthdays, forget milestones. Your entire existence is an eternal rerun, and no one even cares enough to notice. You're not a hero. You're a prisoner in a world that refuses to let you live, but insists you keep smiling. And as if being stuck in a child's body for eternity wasn't horrifying enough, let's talk about how the system uses you, chews you up and spits you out, for profit. You're not a free spirit on a noble quest. You're unpaid labor for a system that thrives on your pain. Think about it. You work every single day, walking hundreds of miles, battling strangers, risking your life. And for what? Badges. Not money, not security. Just shiny tokens to hang on your vest like participation trophies in a survival contest. There's no paycheck, no insurance, no sponsorship deals. The Pokémon League isn't your friend. It's a machine that dangles the dream of becoming a master just far enough so you never stop chasing it. And every step you take fills their pockets with more profits, games, merchandise, TV deals, all built on your eternal suffering. You're not a hero. You're a mascot in a rigged tournament where the house always wins. And if you die in the wilderness, guess what? They'll just find another kid with a baseball cap and a death wish. But maybe you think, at least I've got Pikachu. Sure. Until Pikachu nearly kills you with 100,000 volts, let's talk about the daily dangers that make your so-called adventure a death march. This isn't a game. It's an open-world death trap. Every day, you're surrounded by creatures capable of mass destruction. Forget about hugs from Pikachu. This little furball has enough voltage to shut down a city grid. And guess what? He's emotionally unstable. One bad mood swing and you're fried like a Magikarp on a skillet. And that's just your pet. The wild ones, they're worse. Packs of Spearow dive bomb you like feathery psychopaths. Ursaring, giant bears with claws, roam the forests you sleep in. One wrong turn and you're lunch. And don't even get me started on Charizard breathing fire 3 inches from your face for fun. Every route is a minefield of disasters waiting to happen. You're not a trainer, you're a chew toy for apex predators, and the only safety equipment you have is a baseball cap. Brilliant. And as if risking death every sunrise wasn't enough, your social life? Yeah, that's a whole different nightmare. Your so-called friends aren't really friends. They're glorified babysitters keeping you alive just long enough for the next gym battle. Brock, he's a full-time chef, medic, and unpaid therapist rolled into one. Misty, she didn't even like you at first. She just wanted her bike back. And then there's Team Rocket, the stalkers you never wanted. These two lunatics dedicate their entire lives to following you across continents just to steal your best friend. Think about that. You're 10 years old, and you have a pair of career criminals obsessed with kidnapping you and your Pokémon. That's not rivalry. That's a restraining order waiting to happen. Your entire social circle consists of temporary companions, enemies who rhyme their death threats, and a mascot that doubles as a taser. And somehow you're supposed to call this the power of friendship. Sure. If by friendship you mean Stockholm Syndrome with a catchy theme song, and what's your reward for enduring all this chaos? Oh, nothing much. Just an endless cycle of losing over and over again. Here's the punchline. After years, no, decades, of battling, you're still not a true Pokémon Master. Every new region brings the same script. You start from scratch, collect badges, fight in the league, and lose. Again and again. You pour your soul into training, only to watch your dreams collapse faster than a Geodude under a bulldoze attack. You're not progressing. You're stuck in an eternal hamster wheel powered by nostalgia and disappointment. The world moves forward, but you're still running through forests, still making friends you'll forget by the next season, still pretending that this time you'll win. Spoiler, you won't. And if failure after failure isn't enough to crush your spirit, the real damage isn't physical, it's psychological. Let's talk about the mental fallout of being Ash Ketchum. Imagine living in a perpetual loop of danger, failure, and loss. You wake up every day knowing you're 10 years old, forever. You've seen friends leave, Pokémon abandon you, and dreams shatter, and tomorrow you'll do it all again. This isn't just stress. It's chronic, soul-crushing despair disguised as adventure. You probably have PTSD from nearly dying 100 times, anxiety from knowing no achievement ever lasts. And don't forget the identity crisis. Are you a hero or just a cog in the Pokémon machine? Every smile is fake, every Pikachu a scream for help. You can't quit, you can't grow, you can't even question it, because the moment you stop chasing badges, you cease to exist. So after decades of trauma and zero payoff, what's the final verdict on the dream life of Ash Ketchum? Let's wrap this tragedy up. So, do you still dream of leaving it all behind to become a Pokémon Master? Go ahead, pack your bags, kiss your mom goodbye, and step into a lifetime of unpaid labor, constant electrocution, and sleeping in mud. Don't worry, you'll never hit puberty. So that helps. You wanted glory, you'll get a few badges, some applause, and the crushing realization that your entire existence is a rerun powered by corporate greed. No career, no future, no end, just the same hat, the same dream, and the same suffering, forever. Because being Ash Ketchum isn't living the dream. It's living a nightmare dressed in bright colors and catchy theme songs. So next time you complain about your life, remember this: at least you're allowed to grow up.